How's it going, everybody? It's your boy, and we got MIKO versus see you next Tuesday, Mr. Tuesday. As this is another Week 5 match that took place 7-2 that I am getting caught up on from last week. And this is actually my third time watching this match. So don't expect any oohs or ahs. It's going to be more dispassionate than my other videos just because I've seen it a couple times and reviewed the footage with MIKO to see what could have been done better. But here we go. Let's get into it. And this is the feedback I gave MIKO as well. She's getting a little out of position on her diagonals, opening up with them like a little bit too often. And Tuesday will have 10 different ways to punish that. Yeah. Tuesday comes in on an out of position diagonal to do a sweep, and MIKO's down to 3. And MIKO tells me, but Coach G, I love diagonals. They are my favorite move. And what I have to say to everyone in general is I think everybody has biases towards moves that they like, but I think a part of adjusting, learning, growing is divorcing yourself from those biases and using what works and having a more pragmatic view of dueling. But not everybody thinks that way. I just think that if something's functional, it should be used, and if it's not, then don't use it. And diagonals do have a time and place, but they take up a lot of MIKO's technique composition for this fight. I will say though, MIKO's movement in yellow all around has dramatically improved. We're literally just talking about move selection at this point. I think everybody who's trained her, myself, Scorp, Foon, others, have had a great impact on her development. So, and she's moving exactly in a very scramble, very meta way. It is literally just move selection, HP strat, kind of macro stuff that we need to. Ooh, very nice diagonal, and finishes off. And that's where diagonal actually might have been useful. I wouldn't have done a diagonal in that case, but in that case, it was able to reach around Tuesday's crouching sweep and get in the last hit to finish. So that's nice. It's going to be 1-1. And MIKO, that is a beautiful double red right. I will just say that. That was exactly as meta as it ever should be. So I'd like to see more of those techniques from MIKO, like double red rights, just to keep him honest, just to show him that, like, hey, you have a disciplined red, don't just run into me. And force your opponent to react a little bit, and that's beautiful. It's very nice. Oh, diagonal into a forward. I keep wincing a little bit at the technique selection. It's gonna work out sometimes for MIKO, but it's like if we could replace 2/3 of those diagonals with, instead of blue 1-2 or a side-to-side yellow, I think you would have gotten, MIKO would have gotten like 2 or 3 more kills in this match. Honestly, like I think I missed this the first couple times watching this, but that red is really nice. Like, she's rolling at the perfect time to get out of there. Ooh, overcommitted on yellow. We also have to work on positioning to the left and right of the player. I think that sometimes MIKO gets too strung out, coming too close to the player on the left or right, trying to find a right position. And I think that's something that improves with time, and she has definitely improved that aspect of her play with time. Oh, that was not a bad sweep, but Tuesday was able to outposition it. And I think for Tuesday or anybody else matching MIKO or anyone matching anyone basically is if you have something that a player is weak to or that works, there is no reason why you should just like stop using it and vary up your move cycle. Like if you're afraid people will call it cheese or whatever, if like red right beats somebody in every duel, like make them adjust. Say like, they might say, hey, you're beating me with the same move every single time, and we've seen that, but you want to force adjustment, so it's like, hey, if this is beating you every time, I'm just going to keep doing it. And so I would urge everybody to not be afraid of, quote-unquote, using cheese or expedient ways to victory, as when you do that, it helps evolve the overall meta. It forces players to react instead of complain about things. Ooh, tough opening there for MIKO. It's not a bad idea. Okay, so MIKO's move selection there I'm not completely upset with, but the only thing is the upper red-left diagonal doesn't provide enough coverage at low HP to high HP meta. A red-right rolling away might have been better. A more cautious approach. Not a bad idea there for MIKO, just like half a second too early. Ooh, nice shot! It's a forward, but it did connect. Oh, red left. Not bad scrambling from MIKO at all there. I think that she's getting too far right and forward of the other player. Oh, and comes around the blue sweep for a diagonal, and that was a great move selection against the blue sweep. Very nice. I think that MIKO's instinct for moving around crouching sweeps with a diagonal is very good. So it's like, when we say she's overusing diagonals, that's like, she's also using it in cases where it's perfectly good and appropriate as well. 5-2, as Tuesday is up by 3. Not a terrible idea to go into the sweep with a diagonal, but Tuesday catches MIKO out of position and off guard with the blue, and just easily cleans up in that one. So it's going to be 6-2. Yeah, whenever you see somebody back up an angle like you just saw Tuesday do there, it's almost certain that they're going to do a red aerial. Like that distance, you need about that distance for a red aerial, but you want to get lower and quicker and closer with the red aerials to make them more effective, because the more you can improve on those 3 vectors, the more surprising and the more impactful they'll be. And a nice shot from MIKO as it is 3-6. I think that was... Okay, so she's got 3 kills. I think that was her first finish with a classic yellow side instead of a diagonal. So it's good to see. Okay, not a terrible idea going into the sweep with a diagonal. I think that she's doing that well sometimes as well. MIKO just a little bit late there on the lunge. And MIKO's scrambling is getting a little bit sharper as the game goes on. Oh, but the diagonal, that'll leave you up. If that was a side, we might have seen a different result for that one, so... And Tuesday looking to come in with a surprise red and lands it. MIKO with a nice yellow diagonal, and Tuesday going ham, chasing, putting on the pressure, 70-76. And that's going to be 8-3. And in that case, I think Miko just went too far to hit the body rather than the saber. And when you're coming into a sweep with a diagonal, you have to make sure you get that favorable collision first before you can fully commit into it, because diagonal is so easily countered by sweep. It's funny because depending on the timing, it's either diagonals are counter the sweep or sweep counters diagonals. In this case, Miko's committing too forward with those, creating some openings that Tuesday can easily just come in on. This is a nice parting shot there from Miko, but coming in a little bit too late as she was lower health. And that's going to be 9-3. So Tuesday's got game point. And what I have not seen a ton this match of is Tuesday punishing Miko's red rights. So when Tuesday's been coming in on a punish, it's typically been on Miko's diagonals, her red diagonals, so that was not a bad idea. I'm a little confused on how Miko didn't get that hit there. And Tuesday finishes with the blue sweep. Overall, the scrambling from Miko is tremendously improved. We're just talking about move selection. We're talking about HP strat. There's like little avenues of improvement that I think we've identified there. And Tuesday just did a great job closing out. And so we're going to wrap it up there. I'm sorry if the tone of that one was a little bit more academic. It's just I've seen that match happen twice already. First live and then recorded and talked through it with Miko. So, yeah, we're going to wrap it up there. And I'll see you in the next one. Peace.